Hello everyone. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about conflict, what it is, the different types, and just going into a little bit more detail than we did the last unit. So this is probably going to be broken up into two parts, just conflict, internal, external, and then this one right here, and then we're going to go through this other one in the next video. So in looking here, conflict is the struggle between opposing forces. Now opposing also means opposite. Opposing means opposite. So the struggle of opposing forces. I don't need to do that. The conflict, as we've already talked about, is what drives the story. So without conflict, you do not have a story. You must have conflict to have a story. So before we go into just each one here, I want you to go ahead and just look at this next slide and just pause the video. What are your experiences with conflict? You're going to answer that right here where it says key ideas. What are your experiences with conflict? Can be with a person, a place, a thing, an idea, etc. Just what are your experiences in life with conflict? Now moving into there are two main types of conflict. The first is known as internal. This is a struggle between a character and themselves. Now we're going to continue these notes over here where it says oh my god, I deleted that for some reason. We're going to continue that over here. I'm just going to copy and paste this because you already have this here. Okay, a struggle between a character and themselves. It is also known as character versus self. It is the only type of internal conflict. Now, with this internal conflict, this is usually about the character's beliefs. I keep hitting a semicolon. Beliefs. Sorry. Ideas or feelings. This conflict involves a decision. I'm going to fix that. A decision the character is trying to make. For some reason I misspelled involves just because I'm typing too fast. So what this means is somewhere in your brain you are making a decision. You are trying to make a decision on something, okay? For example, you are trying to decide if you should skip school with your friends, if you should lie to your parents, if you should cheat on a test, if you should stay out all night, okay? Or more positively, should I have blueberry Pop-Tarts, strawberry Pop-Tarts, or brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts? What should I have for breakfast? What should I wear today? You all made a conscious decision today to put on the clothes that you're currently putting on. Even if your parents laid your clothes out for you, you're still making that decision. So you're trying to make a decision. So just really quickly, when have you experienced an internal conflict? Go ahead and pause the video and just see when you have experienced that internal conflict. Now, you may talk to the people at your desk if you want to, just trying to make a decision on when you have had this internal conflict. Now, what I would like to add to internal conflict is this. This is the hardest sometimes for us to identify, but what you just need to think is everything is happening in your brain. There is no antagonist except you. It's kind of you versus you. Okay, there is no antagonist other than yourself. So when we move on to our next type of conflict, external conflict, this is a struggle between the character and an outside force. Now we usually call this outside force an antagonist. Okay, but it's not always a clear-cut antagonist. Sometimes the antagonist needs to be explained a little bit deeper, or we need to think more about what makes that character or that thing an antagonist. The conflict would be something outside of the character's, I spelled that wrong, I will fix that, semicolon again, character's thoughts and beliefs. Okay, so with this again, you are stuck outside when a tornado hits or heads towards your house at an alarming speed. That is character versus nature. You are trying to decide, not trying to decide, you are physically fighting against a tornado. Now, you're not going to be able to ever defeat a tornado, but you have to make a decision to try to, you have to make an effort to try to escape that tornado. So go ahead and pause the video and then just when have you experienced an external conflict? Now, that is it for part 1. And part 2, we're going to go into detail of the 5 main types of of external conflict. But before you do that, you want to come down here to key ideas and just answer this question. What is the difference between external and internal conflict? And again, one is in your brain, one is with an outside force. One is a decision you have to make, one is you physically going up against something else. Okay, so I'll see you all in part 2 of this video, or of these conflict notes, this lesson.